Hey everybody, welcome back to Pagan's Witchy Corner. My name is Pagan, and I am joined by Kayla. Kayla, how you been? How's life? How's family?
It's good. Just hanging out, doing life, doing family, doing
Love
the
it.
normal.
Love it. Glad to hear it. So, everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm so glad that you guys are here. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to have you. And this week and month, we are actually working through the Tempering Path, as you guys know, but we are on lesson 4 of the Edgewalkers, which is warding as sacred sovereignty. And so, this talks all about what warding is and how it pertains to energetic hygiene and how it pertains to you and your boundaries within the world and yourself, and why it's something that you should be practicing all the time, not just one and done and hope it works kind of thing. It's something that you do all the time. And it's about learning how to hold space that belongs to you. And the funny thing is, a lot of people, when they hear warding, it's like, oh, I'm putting up this boundary because I'm afraid that something's going to come get me. No, not
No, no.
usually. It's allowing things that the energy you want to come into your space. So you want energy that feels safe and intentional and all of that to come through into your space, but you don't want things that don't have your best interest at heart coming through, um, energy that just is icky or not safe or comfortable for you. You don't want that. So, words help protect that from coming in and keep you from having the ability to absorb or have any of that cling to you. And so, it allows your space to feel a lot more homey and warm and comfortable. So, you are
It's
able
giving
to do
yourself
that.
an energetic home.
Yes, it gives yourself an energetic home. I like that. That's a good phrasing. It's a way of basically saying this space is mine. I only allow the energy I want to come in to be here. Everything else get lost. So, um and the cool thing about wording too is it's not about closing yourself off from anything. It's about creating a space where you are able to practice healing and growth and clarity and feel supported and protected without feeling like you're in a claustrophobic box. Because if you start feeling that way, then that's not how warding feels. It feels kind of like being in a screened in front porch. You still get all of
Or
the
like
air.
you're lounging on a big old couch.
Yeah. And so you get that nice comfortable energy. And the screen on, the porch or whatever, if we go with that analogy, keeps all of the icky things like the mosquitoes and the bugs and, the wasps and everything from coming into your space. You get to enjoy it. You get to feel all the energy like the wind and the air and the sun and all that moving through without all the other icky stuff coming in. And it gives you a space that feels comfortable. So, that being said, that's the best way for me to kind of put it. And that's what a ward is. A ward is basically your screened in front porch, but it's for your home and it's for your space. It's also the equivalency of locking your front door. Not because you're afraid, but
Mhm.
because it's your door and you don't want some random person or random thing to walk through and just hang out in your house and be like, hey, what's up? It's like, why are you
Yeah.
here? There's a whole meme
Get
that's
out of
like,
my house. Get up my purse.
it's like, why are you in my house? And it's like, I want waffle fries. And it's like, no, get out. It's the same thing except spiritually. We don't want that. No ghost or spirit or any other being should be coming and demanding waffle fries at 3 a.m. when you're like, why are you here? Get out. No, that's what wards are. Wards are you locking your front door saying, weirdo, go away. Not here. Somewhere else. This is my place. Go on. And it allows it to be your space that feels most comfortable. Now, here's the thing. When you're practicing, everybody's like, oh, well, I just ward my home. No, you can ward anywhere. Your body, your bedroom, your home, your altar, your car, your computer, your phone, your modem, your Xbox or PlayStation, your TV. Like, you can ward anything that could have some sort of energetic thing move through it. And if you feel like that's something that you want, go for it. You can ward it. And it's not a huge thing. Most of the time, it's a sigil with some words, or maybe some smoke, or a spray, or any of those things. You don't need big piles of herbs, or a really big incantation, or a big ritual, or a moon phase. You just need intention and the ability to say, I claim this space as mine, and this is where I reside. If you are not here to be at my best interest, get out. You're not welcome. And that's
Yes.
essentially a ward in a nutshell. A lot of times when we hear warding, we're like, oh, it has to be really big and elaborate. No,
No.
no, it doesn't. And when we really think about it like that, it's more of how do we participate in warding without it becoming about paranoia or punishment or building up those high walls. And the biggest thing is it's care. How do you care for yourself? How do you care for your home? How do you care for your energy? So it's about setting limits and boundaries and making sure that those are visible and felt between this world and the other.
Mhm.
And that's the biggest thing that you can do for your work. Now, there are advanced types of wording and all that, but basic wording is very simple. It's usually just, a sigil, or, like I said, some smoke or something like that. It's that energy and intent that you're putting out there. If you're wanting to go the wild and crazy route, you can absolutely do sound wording by banging pots and pans and screaming, get the fuck out. There are many chaos witches out there that do that, and yeah, more power to them. I think that's awesome. You can blast loud music if you want to. You can go through your house dancing and spreading that energy and saying, this is my space and you're not welcome if you don't bring happy energy into here. If you don't, then goodbye. Words don't have to be complicated, and they don't have to be anything extravagant either. So, on that note, Kayla, what are some of your favorite types of words that you put into your home?
Um, you just listed a couple of them. Music. My craziness is the music and the dancing through the house and screaming.
I love that. I do that too.
Yeah.
I usually
Like,
do that when like nobody's home and all that, and then I'll just be dancing through
yes.
the house. Usually I do it when I'm cleaning too. So that's like a really great time to reset your wards, is when you clean your house, because you're cleaning off old energy and old stagnant stuff anyway. So resetting your wards at the same time is really easy.
And another one of mine is smoke cleansing. I'm big on smoke cleansing and smoke warding.
Yeah. I do know that because you make a lot of black salt,
I do make a lot of black salt.
which is another warding thing you can use, is sprinkling black salt around your house.
I can.
And, a lot of folks that we have talked to in the past are just like, oh, but it's, you know, you have to worry about like all of this stuff and it has to be super strong and all this. A basic word works really well, and it works better than some people think. A basic word can protect you from probably 98% of the stuff that would potentially be coming through to your space or your home. And when you do a basic word and you're doing it regularly, it kind of builds up a conscious effort to itself, and it what we would call a living ward. Basically, it's something that you have given energy to so much that it knows its purpose, it knows what it's doing, and it responds to you and the space that you're in. You can even build an altar to help feed it and make sure that it's being maintained and protected. Like I have my own protection altars that help feed and protect my wards and keep them active. So, but I also have a lot of really strong wards because I do death work. And so if you're doing something advanced like that, yeah, you need some stronger wards, which we get to in much later lessons, but not this one. This is your
Yeah,
basic stuff. So,
this is
um,
basic.
but yeah, I have stuff like that that we do all the time. And when you start really opening your energy and you're connecting with spirits and doing group rituals, or doing things that require more energetic sensitivity, you may find yourself being affected by people, places, dreams, and sometimes that is when you realize that you either need to strengthen your wards or your wards are in need of some maintenance, because you might wake up feeling a little bit hot, foggy, or heavy, or drained, maybe even a little bit emotionally out of sync, and you may not figure out exactly why. And that's usually when check your wards, see if they need to be upped, see if they need to be maintained, all of that. Because your wards are also there to help create that sense of warmth and home, to help you stay centered and grounded and feel comfortable in your own space. Now, as we've spoken before in previous lessons, warding is not something you do just by itself. You need to also be doing your energetic hygiene in addition to
Yeah.
warding. All of these acts build upon each other and make sure that you are actually doing the stuff you need to do to protect your energy, your space, your home, and making sure that you stay clear in the clarity of the work that you're doing. You know, shielding is short term protection for in the moment. It's something that you do literally, you put up a shield to do that. A ward is like having a home security system. That's the difference. It's constantly running and protecting and observing, while the shield is there in the moment to protect you. And
Yeah.
that's the difference between them. One is long term, one is short term. But when you go out into the world, you shield. When you are in your car, it may have a shield and a ward. It may have both. Mine does. Um,
Mhm. Ours does.
and that allows it to where it has long-term protection, but also you implement short-term protection while you're using it. So the ward is there to, keep it hidden from burglars, or in my case, keep it hidden from hail and tree damage, because I have trees in springtime in the south, and that means horrible thunderstorms and tornadoes, and we don't like those. But yeah, so we put wards up to make sure that those are maintained and that's safe and that's comfortable. So it also creates a great system for you to understand, okay, well, this part of my ward feels wobbly and weird. Why? Did something come through? Did something break through? Did something hit it and it got weakened? Yes, that happens. Stuff will brush against your wards all the time, by the way. Stuff that's not even really malicious. It's just the energetic world. There's energy flowing around us all the time. And so it allows us to realize, oh, hey, because energy is flowing around us, sometimes it bumps against your wards and unintentionally. It doesn't mean to do it. It just does because it's there.
You're walking down the street and you happen to bump into somebody. Oops, sorry.
Yep. And sometimes that weakens your wards. Sometimes when you accidentally bump into somebody on the street, you end up with a little bit of a bruise. Not because it intentionally tried to hurt you. Yeah, not because they intentionally tried to hurt you. It just happens. So, what you do in those moments is you apologize, you take care of it, and you move on. And that's you repair your word, you reset it, and you move on. that simple. So, yeah, that's essentially basic wording in a nutshell. There's not a ton to it, but it also doesn't mean that it shouldn't be done either. Sometimes the simplest magical practices sound really difficult, but they're actually really simple. And
Mhm.
you can do so many different things with wording that you would normally do outside of that. So you've already
And you don't need to be afraid to ward. You don't need to be threatened or, you know, anything like that. You just need to be ready to say, "This is mine." It's
yes,
not about hiding, it's about claiming your own space as sacred. It's about saying, "This is mine, that I belong to me, this space belongs to me, this area belongs to me, this car belongs to me, this internet router belongs to me." Whatever it is you're warding, it's about saying, "Hey, this is mine. It's not yours. It's not anyone else's. It's mine." And
exactly.
it's not a big deal to say that. You make boundaries with family, you make boundaries with friends, you make boundaries all the time. You make boundaries with coworkers. So you're just making a boundary energetically this time.
Yes. And wording is one of those things when you say, I belong to myself, I belong in this space, and all of that. Now, one of the easiest ways to really ward is to just kind of think about your home, think about your space, the outline of your house, so to speak, and envision a very strong, impenetrable bubble around your whole house. Congratulations, that's a word. It's easy peasy. You can walk through and literally
Ta-da!
just put a sigil of protection on all your doors and windows. That's a ward. They all work together and create a space. That's another ward. All of these things that are so simple that you wouldn't think would be warding actually are. It's not super
Mhm.
complex until you need to start building what's called layered warding, and that's for
Yeah,
advanced work, which again,
yeah,
we'll get into in another episode later on down the road. Um,
yeah.
but it makes it very simple to do what you have to do. And it also allows it to where you're able to move deeper into your own spiritual work. You're able to understand your own energy better because you know your field is not being manipulated from an outside source because it's basically hitting the fence and can't get in. Anything that's there with good intent is not going to manipulate your energy. In fact, they're probably just going to be like, cool, you're doing magical work. Peace out. I'll see you later. Like, they don't care. They're not going to stick around for that. If anything, they would observe, but most of the time they just leave. So, yeah, that's essentially warding. Is there anything I think I've kind of covered most of it? Is there anything I'm missing, Kayla?
Um, Not much. Just remember you're a temple.
Yes.
Remember that every temple deserves a threshold, and let that be the thing that you remember when you build your wards, that you are a temple and you deserve to have wards. You deserve to have a baseline of, "This is mine." You deserve to have the baseline of saying, "This is sacred. I am sacred, and I deserve to have peace in my own space." And when you do that, wards become really easy to do.
Yes, they do. And it makes it very easy to maintain them as well. And the more you work with your wards too, the more you will know what they feel like. And so when something, like I said before, brushes against them, you'll know and you'll be like, okay, let me go check that spot. Is it still standing? Good, great. If not, you repair it. You do what you have to do. And repairing, by the way, is really easy because it's basically like, for example, if you use the bubble method that I referred to earlier, just imagine it being stitched up and coming back together flawlessly. That's how
Mhm.
you can easily do that. You use your visualization to work it. If you're using smoke, you would take smoke and put it in that area that feels off and weird and cleanse it out and allow it to repair. If you're using sound, you go and dance and scream in the corner of your house where it's weekend, whatever, and so on.
Yep.
Whatever method you're choosing to use is what works best for you. And the more you do it, the more in tune with it you become, the easier it will be to understand it and to know where it's being affected and if it's being affected or if it's just weakened, because that happens over time. Refreshing your wards is something that you should do probably about monthly if you're not having to actively repair. Outside of that, once a month is good, and it helps keep it fresh and new. And some people like to do it at the very start of the month, new ward, new month, new energy, so on. Some people like to do it at the end of the month because they're getting rid of the previous month's energy, and so on. So it just kind of depends on you and what you feel is most comfortable for you. So
Mhm.
if you have questions about wording or you want to know more about it, come join the Discord. There is a link in the show description. There's links all over the website to the Discord. And if you can't find it, it'll say things like join the Discord, or it'll have something highlighted in like red that says like the Temple of the Unseen Path or the Unseen Flame, the Tempering Path, and so on. And it'll have red text on the website. There's pictures of the Discord logo as well that do have the hyperlink as well. There's also a link in my link tree directly there. And as I said before, there's a direct link in the show notes that you can just copy and paste into your browser and it'll take you straight there. So, that being said, you guys are amazing listeners. Thank you so much for being here. Please come join the Discord. Come follow the path alongside of us. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to see you. We'd love to get to know you. And it will be awesome. You guys are amazing. And thank you for all of the love and support that you do. Make sure you are sharing the show with your witchy friends, because the more listeners that we have, the easier it is to keep doing the show for all of you. So thank you so much for that. And make sure you're being kind to yourselves in this crazy, crazy world. Drink your water, take your meds if you need to, eat the good food, tell the world to fuck off if need be. And if that's the case, then I hope you have a very great time, and we will see you next time for another episode. So bye bye, everyone.